Greetings, YouTube. Liam Page here. April 8th, 2023, back with another video. Coming to you from Cave Gulch. There's the creek down there. This is known as Cave Gulch because of all the caves, like the one that I'm sitting in front of right now. So I thought this would be a cool setting for a video. Hope you think the same. And the video today is going to be called 5 Addictions That Men Should Quit. Cut out of your life as soon as possible. So I've been thinking about making a video like this for a while. I've recently cut, let's say 2 of these out of my life in the last couple months. One of them I already cut out a while ago, but I'll get into that. But whatever, without further ado, let's just get right into the video. I'll even give them to you. No, you know what? I'm gonna give them to you throughout the video. So here we go. So first one is Netflix and watching shows. This is a big one for me. I've always been kind of a hater of shows. I think I already did a video why I don't watch shows. And you know, it didn't occur to me until now, but you could put video games in there too. These things, they're just a huge time sink. They really waste your time. That's the biggest one. It's like if you're a man, and I guess I should address, this video is going to be for men. A lot of it applies to women, but I can't speak to women's issues because I'm not a woman. So basically it's a huge time sink. You know, if you're watching a show on Netflix, that's like, you know, let's say it has 12 episodes per season and each one's half an hour. That's 6 hours per season you're wasting. So just there, you know, you could do, that's 6 more hours of working out you could do. 6 more hours of working on a project. 6 more hours of reading books. You know, something that's going to benefit you. Even, and so this is where I struggle. I don't watch Netflix or anything at all. I don't watch Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu. No series. I don't watch TV shows. I don't really watch any of that stuff. I don't watch anime. And I don't play video games. I do watch YouTube. So I'm guilty of this myself. I should probably watch more educational content on YouTube instead of just like Scuffed Realtor or something like that, you know. I really think though you should be conscious. It's okay in moderation to watch Netflix, but I don't know. I think YouTube's better because a lot of it's short form. You know, you're watching a 10 or 15 minute video instead of a 20, 30 minute episode. And of course the tendency with Netflix is going to be to keep watching more and more episodes, you know. They're even going to autoplay shows for you. And there's so much content uploaded on there, even just daily. You could never keep up. Like, if you're just, the tendency is going to be for you to just zone out and become a, you know, mushroom and just passively consume all this info. And then another thing I want to touch on with the Netflix, you're exposed to propaganda. All those shows, like, if you're watching Netflix originals, you're literally just consuming propaganda that Netflix wants to feed you. You know, whatever agenda Netflix wants to push, you're now exposed to. And even if they weren't produced by Netflix, there's probably some level of propaganda. It might even be from the government. And if you don't believe me, you can look up CIA connection to Hollywood. I mean, there's so much info out there. You really just should understand that there's a lot of propaganda in modern media, such as movies and TV. But anyway, let's get on to number 4. Fourth thing to cut out, vaping or cigarettes. This one's just cringe. I mean, if you're really vaping, well, especially cigarettes. If you're smoking cigarettes in 2023, like, that is extremely cringe. What are you doing? I don't even know what to say to you. But then vaping too, that's cringe too. It's like, I've vaped, you know, before. It's really not that enjoyable of a high. If you, let's say you buy a little Juul or whatever, maybe the first 10 hits are fun. You kind of get spun and you feel on top of the world. You get that dopamine hit. After that, it just becomes a very boring high. And most of the vapes, you know, they have these fruity flavors, but they kind of just taste nasty. The fruity flavor, in my opinion, is just trying to cover up that propylene glycol flavor, or the PEG or whatever's in there. And it's just nasty. So stop vaping. It creates a weakness. That's another thing I said. You know, you're always going to be like, oh, where's my vape? Oh, I need to charge my vape. Oh, shit, can we stop by the gas station here? I need to pick up some more pods for my Juul. Or I need to pick up a pack of cigarettes, you know. You really just don't need to do it. And I do, however, I smoke cigars, I smoke pipes, tobacco pipes, that is. I think those are grand. If you want to smoke pipes or cigars, I think it's a very different vice. I can smoke a cigar every day for a week and then not smoke cigars for 2 months and really have zero cravings. Maybe I'll be like, a cigar would be nice right about now, but it's not like a vape where you're like, oh, fuck, I want to hit my vape. Oh. It's just a way different way to consume nicotine. It's much more natural. A cigar is just tobacco rolled up in a tube. It's not, nicotine extracted from tobacco and added to propylene glycol with flavorings and put into a pod, with whatever, ceramic coils and cotton and all that crap. It's just tobacco. Maybe a little bit of plant glycerin, plant paste to seal it up. Same with the tobacco pipe. It's just ground up, shredded tobacco in a wooden pipe. It's great. So I love smoking pipes, love smoking tobacco. Won't knock you for that. Number 3, alcohol. This is a big one. Now this is honestly possibly takes precedent over number 2. It depends on how much you drink and how much you engage in number 2, which I'll get to next. But if you drink a lot, man, cut that out. I can't believe. First of all, you got to understand, alcohol lowers testosterone. So if you're a man, you're drinking alcohol regularly, it's going to impact your testosterone levels, which is like your life force. Your testosterone is your vitality. You can't be consuming things that are going to deregulate or impair your testosterone production. Not only that, it impairs your fertility. So you're going to be less fertile if you're regularly drinking alcohol. If you want to have children, that's a big issue. I did a little bit of research. Alcohol abuse impairs hormone production in your pituitary gland. I don't know what the fuck that means as far as health consequences, but it doesn't sound good to me. I don't want my pituitary gland to be impaired. I don't know about you. So, how much can you drink? Well, if you look up, what is drinking in moderation, it's going to tell you up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men, which is a decent amount. 2 glasses of wine, 2 bottles of beer, or, 2 shots of whiskey a day. But I say, fuck that. I mean, it's very probable that the alcohol industry has influenced these studies to be like, yeah, it's totally cool. Don't worry, drink 2 drinks a day, you'll be fine. It's good for you. Wine has antioxidants and all this crap. No, fuck that. If you want to be a man, you want to set yourself apart from other men, you want to be a, quote, high-value man, I say try 2 a week. Fuck 2 a day, try 2 a week. I think that's easy to stick to. Recently, I've been drinking a little more than average, but more than average for me is 3-4 drinks a week. It's not 2 a day. 2 a day I see as just low-key alcoholism. So fuck drinking 2 drinks a day. Try to keep it to 2 a week. Better yet, 2 a month. I mean, for me, alcohol is most enjoyable when you just have 1 to 2 drinks. You get a little buzzed. Binge drinking is just extremely cringe to me. Binge is cringe. So, yeah, don't binge drink. That's just stupid. Number 2, weed. Now, this one might make some stoners mad, especially because I put alcohol first. And this is going in ascending order of importance, how quickly you need to cut these out of your life. But what I see is a lot of people smoke weed daily. It's not really acceptable to drink alcohol daily. But weed, a lot of people, I live here in California. Almost everybody smokes weed daily here. And it's just not good, especially young guys. And I've been there. I'm on the tail end of smoking weed for about a decade, if you can believe that, even though I'm only 22. So, I've been around the block. I've smoked plenty of weed in my day. I've gone for years where I'm stoned every single day, pretty much every waking moment. I've taken tolerance breaks. I haven't smoked in, I don't even know how long. I'm not keeping track, but at least a month and a half. And for me, it's what is weed even doing for you? If you're smoking weed daily, I'm sure you can function. And I won't even get into the mental fog that weed gives you, its impact on your short-term memory. Just set that aside. It's just monetarily. Okay, you're smoking weed every day. Imagine if you cut that out. You'd probably have at least 30 or 40 extra bucks a week you could be saving, putting into assets, buying things that are going to improve your life. Buying gadgets, you buy yourself a new knife or something. You know, you really don't need to be smoking weed every day. And for me, the tendency with weed was always to smoke every day. For whatever reason, it's just like, I have trouble smoking weed once a month. Maybe I have an addictive personality. Took me too long to get my knife out, but I was gonna say, you know, there's a cheap Milwaukee knife someone gave to me. Buy yourself a nice Benchmade or something, you know, with the money you're saving by not smoking weed. And really, like I said, I smoked weed for a decade. When I look back on that time, it's just such a mental blur. Like, I can barely remember things as well as I probably would if I hadn't been smoking weed. So there's really just no point, in my opinion, especially for a guy. Like, same with alcohol. Both of these I see as kind of feminine things. I don't mean that to downplay women. And honestly, with vapes too, I feel like I see a lot more like teenage girls vaping than teenage guys. So it's just kind of a feminine thing. It's like, oh, I need to have a drink to de-stress. I need to hit my weed pen to get stoned. Like, no, you don't. Fucking go work out. You want to feel high? You want to have an endorphin rush? Go hit a brutal workout. You know, go run. Go jog for 30 minutes. You're going to feel fucking great. Better than you would if you smoked weed. So whatever. Fuck weed. You don't need that shit. And then number one. This is the biggest one. So like I said, they're in order of importance. Number one, if you are still doing this, you need to cut it out of your life ASAP, and that is watching adult videos. I don't want to say the words because I know YouTube's super censored nowadays. You gotta stop watching corn. You gotta stop going on the P-Hub, wasting your seed. I've been getting into semen retention. That's another video for another day. Let me know if you'd want to see that, but you really gotta stop watching corn, guys. You have to stop. It is just killing you. Worse, I mean, everything else I mentioned other than Netflix is an actual addictive drug. You know, I mean, maybe not weed, but whatever. It's a drug. It changes your mind. Watching adult videos isn't technically a drug, but in my opinion, it's a worse addiction than any of the four that I just mentioned. It is horrible. It's basically just a digital succubus sucking your life force. So you need to stop watching adult videos. Let me get right up. You need to stop, okay? Stop. You can look up, you know, studies. Andrew Huberman says a lot of great stuff about this. Jordan Peterson has some good content. There's plenty of people out there who are kind of calling out the corn industry. But it destroys the women who act in its lives. They become pill-addicted freaks with plastic surgery. It destroys millions, if not billions, of young men's lives by getting addicted to it. You're wasting your seed, which is, you know, also tied into testosterone. That's your energy, that's your vitality, your life force. And you can look up, you know, CAT scans of a corn addict's brain. It's just, they have similar brain activity as a drug addict would when responding to or craving drugs. So it is an addiction. It's going to activate, you know, dopamine, give you a dopamine release by watching those types of videos and images. But as such, you're tapping in, you know, you're abusing your brain's dopamine response. You're releasing more dopamine than you would naturally just, you know, I don't know, flirting with a woman or doing something else. And so as a result, you're going to have harsher lows. I cut this out of my life around a month or two ago. So pretty fresh. You know, like I said, I've been exploring semen retention, and I just got to say, guys, it is major. If you haven't cut corn out of your life, at least just try to go a week. I mean, challenge yourself. If you can't go a week, you obviously have a problem. So I'd say the video is about long enough there. I hope you found some good knowledge in this. I just really wanted to share what I think guys should be doing to improve their lives. Because, you know, you should always be looking to improve your lives. You know, what's a life worth living if you're not going to try to improve your circumstance? So go ahead, like this video if you liked what I had to say. Dislike it if you hated it. No one's going to see it anyway. And subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know in the comments what you liked. Peace.